Welcome, everybody, to another Horror Nights. We're back. It's your boy here, Visaji Stunner, alongside Victor, Chase, and Misty. We also have another special guest. She will be with us momentarily or soon. And I have to say, I am very happy to be here on another Tuesday night. How you guys all doing?
Yeah. Okay. How are you, Mr. Stoner? How's your mental health?
How's my what?
Mental health.
My mental health?
Yes.
I mean, it's always hard at this time of year because it gets dark very early, and I really don't feel so like I don't know. This time of year is very hard, but I mean, I get through it with my 24 days or 25 days of horror challenge. I mean, that's what helps me. Remember that talk we had in the beginning, that first episode with all the movies? I've been following along and doing them.
God, I think I smoked way too much weed today.
Sure, it wasn't the 4 shots.
It's a mixture.
I'm bulletproof. Don't worry about that.
Are you seeing shit?
What?
Are you seeing things?
I'm seeing.
Listening.
Well, I mean, seeing things and hearing things are two different issues.
Why are we breaking records in all demographics right now?
Because we just do that. We're special like that. You know, one thing I am seeing tonight is Misty staying in one spot and not zooming in and out of the metaverse, and I like it. I'm happy to see it.
Just my
Fit
head.
there. Well, yeah. We got
It is
Chad
what it
doing. Well, I mean, Chad and you have the same issue going on, so you're both covering your hair.
He's just bald.
Is he? I thought it just was dyed wrong. I didn't know he was bald. That is me. That's just,
Wait a
I don't
minute.
even know what's
I'm
going
bald?
on. You know. I just figured your hair is just under the hat.
You have hair?
He's a professional swimmer. It's just one of those swim caps that just happened to match his skin. Hey, though, I was very happy last Thursday night. I went to Five Nights at Freddy's 2 opening premiere night, and it was great. Great episode. I mean, great movie. It really, I think I heard they want to make it a trilogy, and that second one. What's up, Carrie? How you doing? That second one really, honestly, it made the story. If you follow the game and you play the game, there was a lot of key moments in it that I thought really coincided with the game nicely, and they made it into something special. It also has Skeet in it. If you're not familiar with that, he played in Scream and the Jericho show, other shows, and but he was in the original Scream. Having him and Matthew Lillard together in another movie, how many years later, was just really cool to have. And it was a nice little cameo in it.
That's awesome.
And I think our guest has arrived.
Ask Chad if
Hello.
he's watched Jericho before.
Can you all hear me?
I can hear you just
can.
fine.
Okay. I'm trying to turn it up. I'm sorry.
Welcome to the lane of misfit toys.
It's so
Welcome to Horror Nights.
Hello.
How are you doing today? I hope it's not as cold where you're at. It is right here in the New England area.
It's very cold outside, but it's warmer in my house because I have it on like 75.
I have it on like 82, and I like to keep it tropical. But in all fairness, it's only about 8 degrees outside.
It was -4 here this morning.
Well, you're up in the middle of you're in the middle of nowhere. Chad's even further out than you.
Jeez, I'm literally inside the Bennington Triangle. Apparently.
Missy's getting tornadoes.
I'm not getting nothing.
I haven't turned the
Just
heat on yet.
cold.
We're from up north, Carrie. We're in the northeast. Oh, I'm from the northeast. Vic's from the northeast. Chaz from the northeast. Missy's from Kentucky. And where are you from, Amanda?
Ohio. Boring.
Okay, so
Ohio.
you're down. There's nothing boring about Ohio. Ohio has some of the craziest and wildest shit going on, according to TikTok.
In Cleveland and maybe Geneva on the Lake. That's a cool spot.
So,
Or there's
you,
one place that has that new last meal restaurant in Ohio. I don't know where in Ohio though.
have you always lived in Ohio?
Yes, I have.
Nice. It is on my list of places to visit. I heard Cleveland is actually really nice, and like other major
Galleon,
cities.
Ohio.
I think it's Galleon where that last meal restaurant is. Yes, and it's like a museum too.
I wait to know right off the bat what got you into the world of horror.
Actually, when I was younger, I was actually abused a lot by my stepfather. But when I was with my uncle and my father, we would watch a lot of horror movies. Even when I was 5 years old, they weren't the best judge of character when it came to who should be watching horror movies. But we would watch horror movies, so that was my comfort spot. I wasn't being hurt or touched or anything, so horror movies just became my comfort and my safety.
It's interesting how people with trauma will go into the world of horror. It's just
Yeah.
No,
interesting.
Vic, it goes to what we were talking about. Like, I think horror can help people work through their trauma. I mean,
Yeah,
because it is a safe zone of horror. You feel comfortable watching it. It's not real life,
yeah, because we mentioned,
but it allows you to
we talked a couple times
go
about
through the emotions.
and we
Yeah.
talked many times about my couple conversations during my divorce about how my son started getting into the world of horror during the divorce was going on. Like first started off as simple as like cartoon cat and cartoon dog. Now he wants to know about Michael Myers and the man with the chainsaw, and the mother's like absolutely not. And I'm going, have fun. It's turn on for him. It's just it's
Listen,
interesting.
okay, he's 7 years old or 8 years old or whatever. I don't see the harm because they can turn on any YouTube and find something much more vile and much more dangerous.
I don't stop him. I just say, what do you want to know?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing. It becomes part of us, even as a kid. I mean, I suffer from anxiety and I have some PTSD and some other issues, and I always just fall back to horror. I fall asleep to horror movies. That's my comfort zone.
Yeah. We
You
find
know,
out at a young age that the real monsters are humans. That saying, the real monsters are humans, not what we see on the TV. Those are just fictional
Absolutely.
characters. It's entertainment.
Amen.
Twilight. Years later, all these years later, Twilight Zone was right. The real monsters were humans, and they proved that on that episode with the monsters on Maple Street, because it was them fighting themselves with their own paranoia, taking their own enemy, taking their own, killing their own people, doing their own horrendous acts, and that's how it is. It always is, people.
Yeah.
Some true crime, yes. And the serial killer stuff is fascinating. I'm sorry, I'm answering
Also,
this the question. No,
I
sorry,
want to
there's
let
a
y'all
question.
know,
Yes.
Carrie in the comments is my mom. I have my
Nice.
mom watching. Hi,
Oh,
mom.
nice.
Hi, Mom.
Very good. Hello.
Hey, Mom.
What were some of the movies when you were growing up that you remember the most? What were some of your favorites? I chased her away.
She said, "Your mom's. I'm out." No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure she'll be back. This happens all the time with guests. Either that or Vic, your music went off.
I don't know what's going on.
Here she is back to save the day.
I don't know how to use this stuff. I'm learning. I'm not very good with technology. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's fine.
If I could still live in the analog age, I would too. Much easier. Give me a VHS and a cassette tape, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I remember the VHSs and even the smoking in the restaurants. I remember those days and the pagers and all that.
Oh yeah, I mean even smoking in malls and stuff. It was wild, but some stuff's been made for the better. Some stuff has been made for the worse.
Remember, you couldn't make long distance phone calls till after 9 o'clock.
Now, yeah, well, after 9 o'clock, you get the phone calls for free if you have the good cell service and
I
cell
told
plan.
that to the 900 number. They said that didn't count.
That didn't count for the mission.
Jeez.
Well, yeah, I mean, back when those actually worked, there might be one or two left.
I mean, what are some of the movies that you remember growing up? What are some of your favorites?
Mine,
Yeah.
Christine and Creepshow were my top two favorites.
I love
And
Creepshow.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Creepshow, all the Tales from the Crypt. I love those. Christine was definitely one of my top favorites. I was with my uncle on the weekends and I felt very safe and he loved Christine. So even now, one of my dream cars is a 58 Plymouth Fury, red with candy with the white racing stripes and everything. I love Christine so much. That's even my favorite book. It's a great book.
Let me ask you a question. Being a victim of trauma and abuse and such, do you find revenge movies to be kind of almost like satisfying in a way, like Spit on Your Grave and such?
Those were hard to watch. However, the revenge scenes were very satisfying. I was like, hell yeah, they deserve that. I wish I could do that to the people that did things to me. Like, get it, girl. Yes.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way with revenge, but they're definitely hard to watch and they trigger like all sorts of things.
Yeah, it is hard to watch. But I mean, the first part's hard to watch, but the second part's just very satisfying, where she gets her revenge and everything. And I've had those thoughts. The person that did things to me, he's no longer living. But I thought like, oh, I wanted to do these things. Like, give me a trees grater, and I'll just go to town or something. Like, I don't know, but
that's what the horror movies are for, to watch and kind of let out that aggression and to watch it up, on screen. And it doesn't have to be you doing it.
Yeah.
Like some people it might be our like worst nightmares of watching, to others it's great fantasies. It all just depends on what people are looking for. Like, you mentioned, one of my favorite movies as well, and that would be Creepshow. I absolutely love that. The whole franchise of that. Well, I don't really like the third one, but the first two, and they actually did a TV series which I enjoyed. But that first one was a masterpiece.
What was your favorite episode of Creepshow?
My favorite actually episode is probably the first one that aired, and that's with the guy going, "Where's my Father's Day cake?" It's just iconic.
Father's Day cake is my absolutely favorite one.
I love that. I'm actually looking, to buy the I seen the Nate mask, and I really kind of wanted Trick or Treat Studios puts it on. It looks really authentic. But I just and it also just started the whole trend of the ashtray and the ashtray being in every film and everything that goes along with Creepshow. You always see that ashtray.
Yeah.
But it's such a fun show because it has the horror, but it also has the comedy. You see, it makes you laugh. The second one, is kind of funny. You have Stephen King himself in there. Kind of just turning into a green monster because he screwed up with the alien, the meteor.
Yeah.
And just everything, just having all the people that best in horror kind of come together on that project is really just, it's something special. And it brings you back. Tales from the Crypt is the same way, it's comedy horror. There's definitely scare factor, but then there's like this sadistic, twisted comedy factor that makes you kind of laugh.
Right. Yeah.
And same thing with like Tales from the Dark Side too.
Tales from the Dark Side is another one.
Tales from the Hood.
That was yes. Tales from the Hood though. Well, yes, it is the funny movie, but I also find the first one to be actually really. I think it was socially important. I think the first one was. I think the second two and three they kind of injected it with more stuff than it needed to be injected with. But the initial issues in the first film were very relevant to the time period. You know, I think it was fresh off like the Rodney King beating, so you had things that were relevant at the time, and it sent a really powerful message. And it was also one of the most successful, I think, African American horror films out there at the time because there wasn't many horror directors that were going that route. You know, you had Candyman, you had a few other things, but at that point, you know, there was no, you know, not what it is today in Hollywood or even in the horror scene.
Yeah.
But so now Victor says that you've starred in some horror films as well.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I've been in Bite by Eddie Luganville. It's about a werewolf. And I've also been in The Melonheads, which is a local legend around Ohio. And I've been in, oh man, there's been a few. If you just look on IMDb, but there's What the Maid Made. It's not a horror film, but this one it's different for me, but it was still kind of fun. And there's
I was
what?
gonna say, when did you start to get into the acting end of it?
I actually a few years ago I saw a post wanting a horror host for the Daughter of the Ghoul show. And I was like, well, I don't think I'll get it, but what the heck, why not? I'll just try out anyways. And I did, and I got it. And then I was a host on that show. And then from there, it just went off. But before that, I was very into horror because my father was a chef for Hollywood. He cooked for Quentin Tarantino, and he was on the set a lot for Stephen King movies and all that. And so I just kind of grew up with watching horror movies and my dad telling me all about that. And I actually have all the Stephen King autographs and pictures he had on set of Maximum Overdrive and all that stuff. It was pretty cool.
That's
So
awesome.
I just grew up loving horror
That's
very
cool.
much. Mhm.
And being able to star in it and become part of it and create it. It's even beyond that, but it's something. It's magical. I mean, making anything cinematic is magic in itself, in my opinion.
Yes, it's very hard work though. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. I thought it would be very easy. It's not at
No,
all. Even the
none of it
indie
is.
movies is very hard, and it
It
takes a
is.
lot of time and effort, but it's still fun, and you meet a lot of amazing people, and nobody's judgmental at all. They make you feel right at home.
You know, I've directed and made a few short films, mostly just starring myself, and I'm starting to get into doing other ones that will involve other people and casting and all of that. But you know, from everybody that I've talked to, you know, these are just, you know, shorts that, you know, it's not going to be easy. Sometimes it's not even fun, but at the same time, it's very rewarding because you're doing something that you very much enjoy. And you also, you know, you feel accomplished when it is done. And you're right about the judgmental part. From everything that I've seen in the horror world, you know, coming from a pro wrestling world, is very different. You know, I've been to a lot of horror conventions this year. I've been to, you know, a lot of different video, you know, movie premieres for different videos. I've been to some short film festivals. I've been to some other horror festivals, and it's just such a welcoming community. Everybody is just so friendly, happy to talk horror, non-judgmental, you know, degrading. Just everybody's here to talk and have a good time. They love and have a love for horror.
Mhm.
What? Yeah, I was checking out your profile page. You know, get ready for the show, and it's just the energy you have bringing out. It's so beautiful. I will have to because like the your Halloween face paint.
Mhm.
I thought that was just fucking phenomenal. I mean, it really blew me away. And correct me if I'm wrong, but there's actually a video of you eating fire.
Yes, I do eat fire. Yes, it's a lot of fun. A few years back, a friend of mine is actually on our sideshow, and he was like, "Hey, you want to be a fire eater in my sideshow?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? I can't do that. That's scary. I'll die." And he was like, "No, I'll teach you." And then we went from there, and I learned, and it took a lot of Coronas to get me the confidence to try it, and I did, and then it was a lot of fun. And after that, it just kind of I was just like, all right, that's all it was. All right, let's go. It was fun from there.
How
Just
many
seeing
how many
people's
Coronas?
faces, like, what the heck is wrong with her? But you know,
How many Coronas?
I don't remember. I don't drink Corona anymore.
Okay.
But it was probably maybe a good 4 or 5 before I drummed up the confidence to say, okay, let me just set myself ablaze.
No, I was just playing liquor. Whatever.
It's got to be thrilling though, having the flame just right there.
It is. I would not recommend it unless you have a professional with you. You will get badly hurt and probably die. So, I mean, I had a professional with me, and we were safe about everything. So, yeah, just don't try it unless you have someone with you that knows what the hell they're doing.
See now, Vic, I know you were thinking about eating fire later. Now you know. Don't do that shit.
Like that's ever stopped me before. Anyways, what's your favorite?
You know what? You'd eat the fire and wash it down with whiskey. You're that kind of guy.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyways, what's your favorite cosplay costume you ever been in?
What's my favorite cosplay?
Cosplay, because I see there's a
Yeah.
picture of you that looked like you were like in Hellraiser.
I really liked my Ghost Rider, but I am updating that, so it's going to be better than it was before. I love Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is my favorite. I guess if you want to call him a superhero, he's my
Your,
favorite ever. But
your favorite
yeah,
Marvel character? All-time
yeah,
Marvel character favorite? All-time
yeah. A lot of people
superhero?
don't know that there is a female Ghost Rider. Her name is Alejandra Jones. If you look her up, she is real. I've gotten a lot of crap for her cosplay at horror conventions, and people say, "Oh, there's no such thing as a female Ghost Rider." There is. Her name
When
is
was she
Alejandra.
When was she actually created?
I don't remember, but she is in I believe it's issue 11 of Ghost Rider. If you look her up in the comics, she is real.
That's
So
really cool. I actually didn't know there was a female Ghost Rider.
there is. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I really like that character and the whole backstory and everything of her. So if you look her up, she's really interesting. And
To
I
check
hope
that
that
out.
they do a movie with her one day.
Well, that'd be fun. I mean, they should do. I mean, that would be actually pretty cool. Cinematically done, especially with the way movies are made today, with the high end, quality that's put into them.
Hmm.
Do you prefer retro horror or current day horror?
Retro. For sure, it's better. I love the cheesy shit. I love the old stuff from the 80s. The newer stuff it's just it doesn't really do anything for me. I like the older stuff. It's much better.
Not even Terrifier?
It's okay, but I still prefer Pennywise over Terrifier, and I just love the older stuff that I grew up on, like Dead Alive and all that stuff. Christine, Creepshow. The older stuff is just better for me. Even the newer Creepshow is just not that great.
No, it wasn't. Not every episode was a banger. That was. I mean, I enjoyed it because it was Creep Show, but not
Hmm.
every episode delivered. Where every episode, at least in those first two movies, every short delivered on point.
Exactly.
And I get that. I watch a lot of older stuff. I watch, Return of the Living Dead and other older '80s films and '90s films and other '90s gems because I think a lot of the modern horror. Well, first of all, the exploitation era of horror is pretty much done. And I'm a big exploitation fan of horror. I like my Cannibal Holocaust. I like my older crazy ass movies where people are just being torn apart for no reason. And you're just not gonna find that today. You just can't. And there's
Yeah.
too many standards on what a movie should be. And the other thing is it's hard to write a good story today because I think there was a lot of elements in the earlier years of horror, or just with modern technology today, a lot of elements of horror have disappeared. Like there's no, you always have a cell phone on you. Where before, you didn't have a phone. You have a GPS. Before you'd have a paper map. Like there's so many things that made movies more scary or put you in a more scarier environment than it is now.
Right.
There's so many cameras and video devices. It's not as hard to get lost in the middle of nowhere as it was, in 1985 or even 1995.
Hmm.
Unless
What
you go up Vic's way, then you're just gonna get lost wherever the fuck you go.
what in your opinion is the worst horror film ever made?
The worst horror film ever made.
Like define worse. Like worse as in like this is like you're no much how much marijuana you smoked. This is bad. Or you just sit back going like,
Like,
this is
why
really
was
bad.
this even made? This should be illegal. I don't like this. This is just terrible.
You know, I thought the new Frankenstein kind of sucked. I didn't finish it.
I agree. I didn't like it at all. I didn't
I
like
didn't
it.
finish it. It was just like, okay, whatever. This is disappointing.
I was
I mean,
very bored with it.
I have to think because I don't really try to watch bad movies and I try to stay away from them.
You're trying to think about all the movies. You're going through your notes, like all of the French, all the Albanian, all the every.
Oh yeah, like I said, I watch a lot of French extremities, like a Japanese horror film, like a freaking all these things that's going through my head. It's not just like 5 movies. I've watched 5 movies today.
I didn't watch Kids today.
Um,
My kid. I have to ask
I mean, if you want to call it horror, I'm not a fan of Sharknado at all. I think that movie is terrible and should have never been touched, made, or even thought of.
Never heard of that. Oh, well, I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
You're lucky. I saw it and I think it's just terrible. There's no way in hell that there should be a tornado with sharks ripping through a city. And creature features try to taking over horror is just silly.
They just milked it too much. That's all. They made 5 of them.
Well,
like the first 2, you're just like, okay, where's the bomb? Now, third one.
My vote is for Jacko.
I mean, if you really want to know my true answer, I'll just say it and piss the people off. But all 3 of the new Halloweens fucking trash.
The new Halloween. The ones by Rob Zombie?
No, those were great. The ones after that. Halloween Ends, and Halloween Kills was garbage.
I was a little bit disappointed with the Rob Zombie. I mean, I liked them, but I was a little bit disappointed because in the originals, Michael Myers doesn't make a freaking sound at all. But in the Rob Zombie ones, he's grunting and moaning and stuff, and I just didn't like that.
They in Rob Zombie's movie, they humanize the shit out of him, and by the time he does his first kill, you actually feel sympathetic for him, and you're like, okay, yeah, I can see this happening. You know what? He's the victim, and they victimized the shit out of Michael, which that was not the intent. Michael was pure evil.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't beaten as a kid. He came from a good family. He wasn't abused. There was none of that. He came in, he killed his sister, and he was locked away for it. And then he went back and tried to kill the rest of his family.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta ask Amanda the age-old question. You've watched Home Alone before, correct?
Of course, yeah.
Why was it cute and funny when the kid defended his home, but you have places like Crystal Lake and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on his property? When people were trespassing on their lands, oh my God, they're so bad. But they did not leave their land. And enter their own property illegally, may I add.
Mhm.
Why does the kid get a pass, but two probably mentally handicapped guys just defending their home?
Well, I think the kid got a pass. One, because he's a child, and two, because he didn't brutally murder them. But in the other ones, they like brutally murdered them.
It was excessive, though, the ass kicking he gave those robbers. I mean, it's so excessive.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's, I don't know. I'm okay with either one. I guess you're right. They did trespass in the other one, but I don't know. You got me there, I guess.
Makes watching those movies more justified because it's like just defending.
That's brutal, though. Like to just brutalize them and eat them and wear their face because they stepped onto your property is wild, but
Crazy shit happens in Texas. What can I say?
right.
I mean,
Oh, you know why it's crazy shit happens in Texas because they got no porn and cannabis.
Wait, is cannabis not legal there? I thought it
Nope,
was.
neither is Pornhub. So you got
For
bunch
not
of
leaving,
people that
never
are
go
all
to
sorts of
Texas.
repented.
Well, they're
I
angry
won't.
people over there.
Unfortunately,
We can't
Home
do
Alone is
Texas.
not real. Texas Chainsaw is real.
Well, it is in part. It's partly based off of Ed Gein. But I mean, let's face it. Ed Gein, I think, had what, one kill? He killed the old lady. I mean, he did most of the shit he did was hit corpses.
I wonder if she actually knew what he
Yep,
was
then
doing.
there's
Like he had to have
some
known.
theories, what really happened to his brother and kinds of stuff.
Yeah, but it wasn't like he killed like 20 people. It was like one kill. He was like mostly playing with graves and shit.
Right.
So I'm saying like they up the kill value when they make these characters off of them. Same thing with Buffalo Bill. He had like 3 or 4 or 5 victims. He was based off of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
just no justice in this country. No justice.
Well, there is no justice in this country. What do you want? So you're saying
Yeah,
instead you
then-
just take things into your own hands?
We talked about I was going to run for president for the United States in 2028 because no one knows what the fuck they're doing anymore. I'm going to pardon Leatherface and Jason Voorhees. That's what I'm going to do. Pardon for them.
I'd pardon the leprechaun because motherfuckers were stealing his gold. Just leave them
Well, I
alone.
mean,
They'll be
that's
fine.
100% the truth. They stole his shit.
Leave them alone.
Kid was greedy. First of all, the old man in the beginning was greedy. He was just trying to get the gold. The kid was greedy. The only one that was really innocent in that was Ozzy. Ozzy didn't know any better about anything. Ozzy was the only innocent. And then everything after that is just crazy. And then he was partying in the hood. I mean, the hood loved him. The hood loved him. Let's say that. Not many horror characters get invited to the hood. Most of them do go to space, but not many get invited to the hood.
Could you imagine Hellraiser in the hood? That'd be insane.
I could see it though. I could see a Cenobot and people like, what the fuck is this shit? And like trying to shoot at it, and then he just like, your bullets are no good here. Someone should write that because like nobody really has the rights to Hellraiser. You can just make a Hellraiser movie about Cenobites and go off with it. I mean, that last one was pretty good with the female.
Yeah.
I like the female lead. I think that was a good differential because there's going to be, you got to remember, there's a lot more Cenobites than just one person.
I feel like they should have showed her more. I was a little bit disappointed with how much they showed her and how much gore and everything there was in that movie. The original Hellraiser movies have so much gore and things going on, but that one was very light, in my opinion.
Have you ever chased men away because once they find out that you're into like horror, like your makeup and what you do? Have you ever chased actual guys away?
Mm, probably when they're like, "Oh, you you do all this stuff like oh, you worship the devil or something." I don't worship the devil, but I think so. Probably, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you think in any ways the devil is misunderstood?
Do you think what?
Do you think in many ways the devil is misunderstood?
Yeah, definitely. Like I don't worship the devil. I don't, follow the devil or anything like that. But I still love horror. But I also believe in God. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
It also depends on what devil
Horror.
you following. I mean, if you're following Lucifer before the Christianity got involved, Lucifer was an angel of a light bearer, and they
Exactly.
demonized
Exactly.
him. If you go back
Exactly.
to ancient times before modern religion, a lot of the demons that you think are devils were actually worshipped as gods. It's all missing how you interpret them and what you do with your belief system. Are you using
Exactly.
your belief system to better yourself or better things? Are you using it for harm or as a scapegoat? How many people have killed in the name of the devil as a scapegoat? And how many have killed in the name of God for the same thing? I mean,
Exactly.
you you
Exactly.
have people that just use religion as a scapegoat, a means to cause violence.
I think it doesn't matter what you believe in, as long as you are a good person. Like, don't be a piece of crap. Just believe in what you want to believe in. Do what you want to do. Just don't hurt other people. Just do your own thing.
Or
Well,
what we
And
that's the
say,
key.
or what we say on the show, just don't be a dick.
Well,
exactly.
there's that too.
Just don't be a
Don't
dick.
be.
But if you're gonna be a dick, be a good one. One that people can enjoy. You know.
Well, yeah, that's the important part.
Mhm.
Be a decent, just be a decent one.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I don't know. People should just be somewhat kind of. But that's why I do like the horror world because I do feel that it's very just a warm place to be. People love horror. They go there to enjoy horror.
Yeah, and they're
You know,
non-judgmental. I feel like those are the most non-judgmental people. Like I've been to a church where people have looked at me and been so judgmental, but then I've been to a horror convention and nobody gives a crap what I'm doing at all. What I'm wearing, what I look like, what I'm doing. They don't care. They're just not judgmental. And I love those people so much. Like they make me feel right at home and I feel comfortable.
Yeah, I'm very spiritual, but I'm not a fan of churches just because all the behind the scenes shit about the board and everything. It's just like, why is the minister driving a brand new 2026, Chevrolet Traverse? So I mean, what the fuck's going on here? So it's just
He's taking that money from that church.
yeah, something's going on here. But no, it's just kind of
but isn't that anywhere, Vic? Can anybody divert funds? Can anybody say they're doing the right thing?
But what I'm saying about the devil is, it's like, remember the old game? We have a line of a couple friends. One friend would say one thing to the first friend, and they go repeat it down the line, and at the end you find out the last friend would say, "Try again."
Well, yeah, I mean that's why gossip sucks.
Yeah.
That's why gossip is the way it is because people add their little two bits to it.
I just think the truth got twisted down the line.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure all truths have gotten twisted down the line because man has got involved.
That's right. The number one most dangerous animal on the earth. Humans.
True.
That's facts. Still rather have a man kill me than a fucking snake. Fuck that.
Well, yeah, I mean snakes are just creepy because well, most of them aren't even dangerous. It all depends.
They're still scary.
They are scary, but you know what? At the end of the day, snakes are also misunderstood creatures. Why do people think snakes are evil? Because the Bible told you they're evil?
No, it's just if Amanda says you want to see my pet snake, I'll be like, sure, I'll see your pet snake, and I'll be totally cool with it. But when I was 4 years old, I was outside the house in Virginia, and a milk snake fell out of the tree and fell on top of me.
Oh, that's crazy.
And ever since then, if I see a snake like jar across the yard right in front of me, I will scream like a girl.
And you live in like one of the most rural areas too. Like
Dude,
you
I
think you'd
kind of
be
want to
just
see that. Not gonna lie.
Me too. If that happens, somebody better record it. I'll pay for it.
we can make it we can make it happen. We can send him a
Where are
pet
you
snake.
from? Where are you from? Oh, I don't know. You can't tell who I'm asking. I don't know who I'm
Me?
asking. Where's everyone from? Everyone.
I'm from southern Vermont.
I'm from
I'm from
Massachusetts.
I'm from Mass, but I'm currently in the shithole known as Maine.
Maine. Isn't that where Stephen King's house is?
Yeah,
Yes, but not in that area.
but actually, he lives in Bridgeton, which is like a town over from where I am.
Huh.
Where are you from, Misty?
I'm from Kentucky. Backwoods. Lots of snakes here.
They were just talking about them snakes. I have a lot of family in Kentucky. I go there for the Scare Fest. Do you go to Scare Fest?
I haven't been, but I'm going this year.
I saw last year's lineup and it was insane. They had all those Friday the 13th people, and I was like, you know what? I think I got to go next year. But I'm also going to even though I made the jokes, I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to Texas Frightmare weekend too, which I'm very excited for. It's supposed to be really good. And then I go to all the ones they have up here. They have like 4 or 5 of them in September. I did them last year. I did a little tour of horror conventions all the way from like Connecticut, New Hampshire, Maine,
I just
Pennsylvania.
went to the Scare Fest in Kentucky and I saw the Annabelle doll, and I'm kind of regretting it big time because
Are you? Because I was supposed to see it in Maine, and I ended up the day before. I was at another convention. We ended up getting hit with tornadoes, which we never get, and so I didn't end up making it up there. Why do you regret meeting it?
I am highly recommending you don't see that doll. I saw that doll, I'll be honest. If you look on my Facebook page, you'll see the date that I saw her. But since I've seen that doll, so much stuff has gone wrong in my life, and I'm pretty miserable. And once I seen that doll, I walked in that room. When I got within like 3 feet of her, I felt very nauseous and hot. I thought it was a fake thing, and I was like, "Oh, I just love horror, haunted stuff, and I'll just see it." And once I left the room, I felt fine. But ever since then, everything has been going wrong for me, horribly wrong. So I don't know if it's that doll or what's going on. It's just a coincidence, but I'm just gonna recommend against seeing that doll.
I guess it's a good thing she got COVID.
I'll be
and I
honest
didn't
with you.
go.
Right, I'd be honest with you. I think that the doll is safe to see, but I think that it should be seen only where it was supposed to be seen, and that was within the Warrens' basement in their museum. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. I don't think it was supposed to be meant to be traveled across the country and dragged all around like a show. If you wanted to see it where it was in its original spot, fine. I don't think you would have been in any danger, but I think bringing it out and moving it and disturbing it pissed it off.
Yeah.
And I mean, Lorraine had a strict, do not move this doll policy. And then as soon as she's, in the ground, they go and they move it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I really wish I had not gone to see that fucking doll.
I really wish I had gone.
I'm glad now that I didn't go. See?
I really wish I hadn't, and I don't wish that on anyone at all. Because my life is shit right now.
You're the third person to say that.
Yeah, it's not. I can't think of any other reason. My life was fine, and then I seen that doll, and it just everything is going wrong, and I'm like, oh, I don't know any other explanation other than I just seen that doll. So
can you if you don't have to, if you don't want to, but can you clarify what do you mean everything going wrong?
I am going for a horrible breakup, and then I found out I have ovarian cancer. It's earlier stages, so it is that ovary is going to be removed, and I'll be fine, hopefully. And just my mortgage raised up, and everything is just blah. It's just awful, and I'm like, oh, it has to be that doll because everything was fine before that.
No, very sorry.
You know what? I just found a company that will actually mail you a live snake for Christmas, Vic.
Do you have his address?
Yeah, I got his address. I'm gonna send it to him. Make sure it has a cam attached to it, so we can get what happens when the box gets opened.
I want to see that video.
This is how you go. This is how you start 26 going viral.
Years ago, my parents had an outdoor shower. And they were just like, you have to go, take the outdoor shower. It was nice outside. So I was like, didn't want to. So I was like, fine, I'll do it to make everyone happy. And it was like a little area to go into. So I'm in there and I'm like, okay, this is nice, whatever, Then I look down and you see this big fucking garter snake. And I fucking bolted out of that fucking shower area. Butt ass naked, just running across the yard.
I didn't scream as high pitch, but I tell you, the one thing that I saw that freaked me out is when I went to Italy and we stayed, at my cousin's house, and I went into the bathroom one night, and there was a fucking scorpion in there, and I'm like, what the fuck? I've never seen a scorpion before, never alone right in front of me, and I'm just like, fuck this shit. I'm barefoot, I'm half naked, I'm getting ready to shower, and here's a freaking scorpion in there. I had to bash it with a shoe, but it's like, goddamn, I wasn't prepared for that. Spider snakes, that's one thing. I've seen a few garden snakes. I've seen some other ones. I don't know. I try not to go places where there are snakes, put it that way. Spiders are okay as long as they don't fuck with me. They get into my space or my circumference, then we have issues. If they're outside of it, go eat your flies, go capture your other prey, go do your job.
It's crazy how things are like that, isn't it, Amanda? Just because like a fucking doll, can just change, like just the energy from that can just.
Well, you were cursed, Vic. Look at how your life turned out after the energy of a curse.
I'm getting to that.
Okay. Well, I'm just.
I'm not gonna give the expanded version. I'm not because.
No, obviously.
We talked about wrestling before. We got to the dark side, paranormal stuff like that. And there was a group. We had connection to them and with pedophilia ties or a very good, strong case. We were threatened that, so they would send a curse after me if I keep talking about it. At that time, I was spiritual, but not as spiritual as I am right now. So, of course, I'm thinking to myself, you don't have any hair. You have nothing on me. They go, and still press with it. That was around, you would agree, like around end of May, beginning of June, correct?
Yeah.
Beginning of September, my wife told me that she was molested when she was a child. Middle of September, she said she wanted an open-ended relationship. I said no because we had kids. Not going to be in the crossfire. And I did think about it. It wasn't just like a hell no. I did think about it. See what was the best way. Beginning of October, she cheated on me. And Valentine's Day weekend, she gave me divorce papers. So it's just crazy. Just, just energy like from them and from the NFL, your life can just crumble. And there's nothing. It feels like you're going down a mudslide. When mud hills. It's just crazy. You can't stop.
Yeah.
It's scary, though, because there are forces out there that don't fuck with, that are much stronger, older, and dangerous than you can even compare or think of. There's entities out there that devour, even the darkest of nightmares that humans can think of. And for some reason, some people play with them, other people don't. Other people don't read the warnings. Some people get into it. Some people it's an accident. Some people it's intentional. But there are these forces out there that will devour you whole. Scary to think that, but there is.
First it was my hair, now it's my mirror.
Yeah, I mean, you used to have a lovely set of hair.
Here's her hair. The pictures I can show you, like, to me, I mean, hair. You know,
It looks like it's been a hot minute since he's had some hair.
oh, jeez. Well,
There's one thing I learned: you can't trust a bald guy.
No.
what year?
Who said that?
What year was WrestleMania 25?
Oh, I don't know. What year was WrestleMania?
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Because that was the year I said that I could get all 5 matches right. My friend says, I'm shaving your head if you get it wrong. And I got them wrong.
And then you just stayed shaving your head?
Yeah, I was like, fine.
Wow.
When you find out you don't have any scars or beauty.
2009,
2009.
April.
Okay. Well, I mean, what's his name? Alexander Zvenza shaved his head and started the Church of Saint. Did you start anything wonderful when you shaved your head?
No. I shave my head and I say, hey, this is nice. What if what's going to happen if I shave my body? So I start shaving my body.
So now you just go hairless.
No, not as much as I used to.
You don't wax your body? Nobody waxes their body?
No.
That would hurt.
Too cold.
I'm too big of a pussy.
I need the hair for warmth. The wax would be fine, but I need the hair for warmth.
I had a girl that convinced me to use Nair down there. That was interesting.
Only you, Vic. Only you.
I mean,
Only you would get
Nair
involved.
work though?
You talk about
No.
you talk about your Corona nights. That was a Heineken night.
Shit.
That was real interesting.
I should have me a horror night where I just play a whole horror marathon movies and a waxing night because I bought me a waxing kit, but I'm scared to use it. But maybe if I just play some horror movies in my room by myself and set the tone and just rip that thing off, it'll be all right. I'll be okay.
Why not? Go for it. I would do it. If I was there, I would let you wax me watching horror movies. If I was
Get
watching
really
horror
pissed
movies,
off.
it wouldn't hurt me. I would go for that. That might actually be a thing. You might be able to make some money off of that, like the House of Wax or something.
Yeah. Just start a page, like let me wax your cheeks and we can put that on there. A horror waxing cheeks.
You lay down, you put on some freaking grindhouse film, and you just fucking pull the shit off.
Yeah, but there's a problem in all that.
I can show the hair to the camera and be like, look, yeah.
I'm telling you, there's definitely
we could do like a Ed Gein series.
You make a bed out of all that hair and shit. I might sponsor that. But no, I mean, there probably is a demo for that. I mean, there's a lot of cross barriers between horror pain, sex pleasure. Like, there's films that are made just to make people erotically aroused, just to also scare them to death.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot into horror that's psychological for this reason. A lot of it gets thrown into the horror more than comedy or action, but they've always used sex to kind of dull the scary side of horror, whether it be certain scenes or whatever, or to tell a message, don't do this, don't do that, warnings, etc. No.
All I can say is this, Versace.
Yeah.
How's the wife doing? You see, I'm about to be 100% single, so therefore that. So
She's over here.
Those are projects. Also,
she's right over here. You can wave to her if you fucking want.
I hear this idea, and if you want to know my resume, there's a video out there of me taking 3 whacks with a paddle in Las Vegas. hard may I add to that, and so I get take pain.
Yeah, but my kid says I have swag like Ohio. So I mean, I automatically win. But you like the pain. You like the pain. We can both go to Ohio. We can go down there and get waxed and watch horror films. But man, if that's what you want to do, I don't care. It's just too cold right now. You gotta wait till it warms up.
Yeah. He needs his hair.
And look, and
I'm bored.
Chad's
I'm
like,
ready
I'll
for
do
a
my
trip.
head while I'm at it. You could do the top of my head. Just wax that shit one time.
He's like, no, I don't know what
Yeah,
you're
that's
talking
where I got the
about.
turtle wax
I
from.
don't agree with anything. It's funny.
So, what's some of the craziest paranormal stories around your area?
In my area,
Yeah, because I hear Ohio has a very high paranormal activity rate.
I know we have a bridge. It's probably like about 30 minutes from me. It's called Crybaby Bridge. I've been there once when I was much younger, but apparently if you go there at night, you can hear babies crying and stuff. I did not hear anything when I went, but also I only went for about 2 seconds because I was a little scaredy cat when I was younger. But there's that, and then there's the Curse of the Melonheads, which actually there's a movie out about it that I was in at the very end. But there's that. There's the haunted schoolhouse and laboratory, which is kind of close to my house. Apparently, the haunted schoolhouse used to be a school and it was haunted, and they turned it into a haunted schoolhouse many years ago. So that's close by. Other than that, I don't really think there's too much else around here, at least that I know about.
Scary schoolhouse is scary enough, though.
Well, for me, it's not scary because I've gone there since I was 5 years old.
Well,
So
no, I know that, but I'm just saying in general, the thought of a haunted schoolhouse. I think there's
yeah.
something always scary about like haunted or ghostly children rather than ghostly adults. It's just something airy about it. Even in movies when they have the child be the killer, it's just
Mhm.
always a little bit more visceral horror than it is
That's
to
where we
be some when
go.
you got
We
the
investigate.
adult.
We go. We investigate. Let's go.
You want to go? I'll go down there. I already said that. I've told you 4 times.
But that was the Kiki side. This is the horror, the investigation side.
I already told you there's plenty to do in Ohio. There's a lot to do.
There's
You
a
can
prison, the Mansfield prison too. You can go there. That's cool in Ohio. They have the incarceration that goes on every year, or you can go there and stay the night. It used to be an actual prison, but they shut it down, and now they just use it as a haunted house, or you can just go and check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Bubba's spirit's not gonna get me, is he? Like all the time, someone's gonna force me. Like someone invisible bending me over, anything like that.
Into the cell.
And then it's,
Well, maybe if you want to, it really, you can be like,
just my luck.
hey, I wanna.
It's just my luck. I mean, a female maybe, a guy no.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was like a male prison. So.
Well, yeah, if you're going to a male prison, I don't think there's going to be a female spirit there just wandering, saying, "Let me go fucking bend Victor over." No,
Unless it's a CO.
I honestly really wonder now what your motives to go to Ohio are.
Mhm. Yeah, me too. I'm kind of curious. What are you gonna do here? What are you doing?
It's weird, but it ain't that weird, brother.
Go investigate the Melheads. Check out the Grass Man.
I would highly recommend checking out Buffalo Bill's house in PA. I went and stayed there,
Yes.
and it was an amazing time. I really loved it a lot.
It's on my agenda of things to do. I see them at every convention I go to up here, and
You
I
should
do. I
definitely do
want
it.
to spend the
It's
night. I want to spend the
Mhm.
night. I want to do the whole night, film some stuff. I heard that they have and I think Tom Savini helped build it. They have the scene set for the basement with the girl in the well.
Yes, they do. So as soon as you walk into the basement, as soon as you open the door and you step down the steps, that Goodbye Horses starts playing, and all the the disco lights and everything. It was just a great time. Even the scene where Clarice was she walked into the living room and he was by that drawer and he opened the drawer to get his business cards out. You can even put your business card in there and everything and see all the other business cards that's in there. It's really nice. And they have all these little Buffalo Bill body lotions. I actually have one if you want to see one that
Yeah.
they leave there for you. You can take with you. And then they have the little precious stuffed dog and the well that you can get down into and everything. It's a
You hear
great
that? Are
time.
you hearing this? Oh no, she's not hearing this. See, we gotta stay at the Buffalo Wild Bill house, and they give you free lotion and stuff.
He has to get permission from the wife.
I'll go get it. I'll go get it.
They give you free lotion.
Where is that?
I don't care where it is. If you put the lotion on the skimmer, you're gonna get the hose. God damn it! It's in Pennsylvania.
You should not be looking at any hose.
It's in Pennsylvania.
There's the lotion. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, they give you a few bottles of these. They leave them around, and you can just take them with you to Buffalo
Oh,
Bill.
that's great.
That looks like paint.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not.
awesome.
It's not.
No?
No, honestly, I see them at all the conventions. They sell like barbecue sauce too, and they got other stuff.
It
And I
doesn't
always
smell
want.
that great, but it smells like nothing. But it's usable.
I do see that. Like I said, they sell a bunch of stuff there. But I wanted you. I think it's like $750. You spend the night. You can film whatever you want overnight. You can do whatever. You can dance, party, freaking go
It
to
is worth it.
town.
They have a pool too outside. So you can take like 8 people and it'll be worth it. It'll be cheap if you just go and you take a few people. There's a few rooms and there's a pool outside and all that.
See,
You
we
can
can have. See, we need a horror nights out, and this is what we need, and we can have a really fun time. I could dress up like Leatherface and have fun with the skeletons and fucking.
we should just get a whole group together and go stay the night at that house.
We should. It would be great.
I'd be so down for this.
Yeah. I live about 40 minutes from Salem. There's a lot of cool stuff out there too,
Mhm.
especially during the Halloween season, but all year round. I mean, I actually went to the Salem Horror Fest. It had Linnea Quigley this year, and it had Heather Lawrence came out there from Hellraiser, and we actually watched Hellraiser 2, and she did a Q&A panel on it. That was a lot of fun. I love the panels. When I go to the horror cons, I love doing the panels because you get to hear all the inside scoops and stories of what went into the movie and the behind the scenes stuff and the stuff that you don't necessarily always hear about.
Mhm.
Um, and I obviously go also to meet all the people, but like the latest one I went to Scranton, I really enjoyed all the stuff Clint Howard had to say because he was talking about growing up in his family and how supportive his parents were and his brother with his success and even doing some movies with him and other stuff and just his whole career. It was great hearing him talk. I really enjoyed that. And we went to that one with the Return of the Living Dead out in Connecticut. That was a lot of fun too.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was great.
I was paying divorce lawyers, so I couldn't really go this year.
No,
Anyways,
not this year. Next year.
What was the horror movie with the best or the most cheesiest, but in your opinion, the best gore in it?
Dead Alive.
Same. I think Dead Alive was the best.
Yeah,
It was so cheesy, but it was the best.
I said that last week when we talked about zombies. I was like, Dead Alive is so underrated.
It is underrated, but I do like I like what the gore that Fred Vogel did in August Underground. I thought it was just enough and just done rightly.
Yeah, but Dead Alive, the director was the same director like Harry Potter or the Lord of the Rings. I mean, one of the two. But he was like,
well, yeah, I mean, but look at what.
Yeah, Peter Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, that movie is a movie that you can never recap or redo. I mean, he also did that Muppet kind of film. What was it? Meet the Feebles, which was just totally unhinged and banned almost worldwide.
Wait, what movie is this? Meet the
Meet
who?
the Meet the Feebles. It's puppets. They're doing heroin and shit. It's crazy.
I've never seen that one. I'll have to look it up.
Look it up. It is fun. Peter Jackson made it, and I think you can buy it now on Blu-ray. It actually comes with some other movies, but yeah, totally underrated film also. But yeah, it got a lot banned because it had they said it was geared toward children because you had Sesame Street and the Muppets both running, and then you got these Muppet-like characters coming in doing drugs and prostitutes and other shit.
It's
It was
wild. There's only
yeah.
one movie I've heard of that I will never watch, but I read the content of the movie and it made me so angry. I read this years ago and I'm still upset till this day. I will never watch that movie and I'm angry that it was even made. And it's the Siberian film. I've never seen it, but I will never see it ever. But I read the content and it's just very upsetting.
Is that
We've,
the
wa- we've
is that
yes,
the baby porn one?
yes,
I
yes, yes.
don't
Yes, it is.
know.
He
Yes,
showed
it has the newborn porn in it. Yes, we've seen the film because we've watched all the horror films.
Is
It
it a
is a
hard
movie.
watch for you?
Yes and no, because of the fact that I know that it was made specifically for shock value and that it is a film. It's not realistic. But at the same
Mhm.
point, I'm also like, why was this made? Why are these scenes here? Why? The question for me more is why? Because it's like, I've watched some pretty dark shit. I love the concept of martyrs. I think it's very good. I think it's a very dark film, but it's a good film. Has a very strong story to it. I mean, the story makes sense.
Mhm.
I understand that snuff exists, and I understand that porn snuff exists, and all these things exist. We've seen movies like Hostel and stuff. We know they exist. But that movie's plot was so loose, and the acting was so bad. They could have made it decent. Like I thought, what was it? It wasn't as dark,
Mhm.
but what
Would
was
you consider it a
the
horror movie? I've never seen it, but I've seen
I
that it
can
is
I
considered a horror movie.
it is a horror movie, but I mean I would prefer something like what's that movie? I'm trying to think of it. It has what is it 8 millimeter, 16 millimeter?
Mhm.
It's with Nicolas Cage in it. I think he uncovers like a snuff porn film, and it turns into something. But like I said, is it a horror film? Yes, but it's made just for shock value. It's made just for you to go, oh my God, no, they didn't do that. And let's keep up in the shock. Let's make you vomit.
Mhm.
Let's make you feel sick to your stomach and make it wrench. Because we're going to show you something so vile that you couldn't even fathom it. But we're
Mhm.
going to do it on purpose just for the fact to make you sick. It's very weird. It has no flow to it. Where all these other movies that I've watched, whether it be like I said, Martyrs, Necromantic, I think is great. Other totally fucked up movies, they have a plot, a point, a storyline, something that flows.
Yeah.
They have cinematic value where they're using cool shots and they're using, something to make it, I don't know, cinematic. Yes, it was cinematically made, but it was very, again, just made for the value of shock. And after a while, you just watch and you're just like, oh, okay, okay, okay. Even Rick, he was getting bored of it. He was bored. The chainsaw up the ass in Terrifier 3 messed
Okay.
messed Vic up more than the whole movie of
I
Serbian
had a
film.
challenge for him saying, like, show me a horror movie that I'm going to say, what the fuck, over. So he showed me Cannibal Holocaust. I was like, so, you don't go into the Amazon like that. You fucked around and find out. Not scary. That's life. That's nature. Show me the Siberian film, and I was just like, that was close. But come on, in your 20s, who hasn't done that much cocaine before and they just go out of control? It's life. That's the way it is. It's
I
life.
never saw the hooker in half pick. I'm sorry.
That was cool and everything. But I was just like, that's LA. That's a Saturday night in LA, in some Marriott somewhere. But the Terrifier 3, not only that one demon girl used to pleasure herself with a shard of glass, That was like, what the fuck?
It was crazy.
Chainsaw up the
Like, where did
guy's
that come from?
ass. I mean, the guy was naked. It was a zing up the guy's ass like that. That kind of like weirded me out for a week.
Like
And
I
he
said,
hasn't
we
taken a
haven't.
shower since.
Like
No, I guess.
he did what Psycho did for everybody of that era.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
That was.
We have not watched Necromantic yet, though. I think you'll be more what the fuck
Is
after that film.
Necromantic the one with Shia LaBeouf, or is that something else?
Oh no, it's the one where the lady leaves her boyfriend for a dead body, and they have like sex with a dead corpse and everything.
Oh, he like keeps it in the shower a long time for a while until it becomes decomposed, and then
Oh, I
he's
don't know. She steals it and like takes it and runs off with it, and he's like heartbroken.
oh
It's
my
messed
god,
up. It's a German film. It's good though.
I've never heard of that one. I'll have to look that one up.
And they made a second one, and then there's a few others. It's by I get the director's name. I actually have it in my roundup of movies to watch tonight.
Yeah, international horror is so much better than American horror these days. It's just.
Well,
Now
yeah, I mean,
you get-
I love a good Italian giallo too, but
What was that? What was that? Versace, can you hear me?
yeah,
What was that Japanese horror where the sweet young girl everyone thought was so sweet and everything turned out to be like dissecting like dates and everything. And she'll bring dates over, and the way that she dissect them is with
I know the
like the
film.
wire and just like push through the like.
I know the film. I just forget what it is. Here's the set I got, but I thought I'm saying the director. It's probably like Georges or something. He did Totus King as well, and Graham. They're all really good movies. It's different horror. I mean, like I said, I watched different horror. I watched French horror. I watched Irreversible. I thought it was a hard watch, but it was an interesting way they filmed that film that made it an interesting film. Filming everything reversed. But like I said, I like exploitation films. I like to see what people do with it. I like to see where people go with it. A lot of it does get cheesy. A lot of it gets, overuse of gore or overuse of whatever it is. But sometimes it just makes it more of a fun film.
Oh,
But then I also like my good kind of like psychological horror films. And I guess, a lot of those might be modern, I guess, where the older films are more for their practical effects. Today's films, if I don't really care for CGI, so I depend on if I'm going to watch them on film, the psychological scary films. And I've seen a few that I've liked and enjoyed over the years. I mean, I can't say horror's not good today. There's definitely some films out there that spark or inspire. It's just you can't compare it to yesteryear, and you can't recreate yesteryear. I don't like the
right.
reboots. I don't like the remakes. I don't think they're done properly, and nor should they be done, because you can't recreate the casting. The casting is what made a lot of these movies, and a lot of these stars in the 80s and 90s were stars, and the people today are different. Yes, they're stars too, but they're different stars, and they bring their different twists. That's why you do see, two different Pennywise done very two different ways, and they both did a great job. Tim Curry and Bill both did an amazing job with that character, but they're two totally different characters.
It's
And
a,
they
How
were
do we
scary,
feel
and they
about the
was
new Dairy show, though? The new
I
Welcome to
I
Dairy?
I like it, but it you have to read the book. You have to read the book. You have to be a fan of King. You have to, and really work with the whole lore. Where only what they showed us on TV at the time and what they made in the movie is only a really small portion, and they made it seem like it's just this clown that comes and terrorizes. They really didn't get into the ancient part of what it entails. It didn't get into the turtle. It didn't get into any of that. And now you're starting to get all of that if you read the books, and it's kind of overwhelming in a little way, because it's like there's a whole universe of stuff that, well, A, I forgot about because I haven't read the books in a long, long time, but B, that they just cut out on all the cinematic movies.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, they were both Tim and Bill both are scary in their different ways. Tim was scary because I don't know, there's something about the way that he played the comedic role. I thought he was more funny, but it was a funny in a sick sadistic way. With a new Pennywise was just always scary. It was always mode. Tim definitely brought his personality into that clown. He had mostly been in comedy films.
The two Pennywises, it's like that's the LeBron and Jordan debate in horror. People go back and forth who's better and everything. And I always like Tim Curry. I'm a boomer that way.
Oh
I'm more
yeah,
of
I
a
mean,
Tim Curry fan. I feel like I love the original more than the new
I
one.
like Bill, but I actually like Bill in a different show. I liked him in the show Hemlock Grove, which he did a couple of seasons of. New Pennywise, good, but
Yeah, that
again,
was pretty good.
we're talking about a lot of special effects, VFX, and I'm just such a practical effects guy. If you're gonna do these things, do it practical. It makes for a better image on camera. That's my personal opinion. I know a lot of people that love special effects and ask for more, but it's also the way to bring up the budget or to cheaply make a movie. You can make it and do all your own special effects on a computer nowadays, and it won't look as good. But I don't know. It just for me, I would rather just take the extra time, do the extra practical. It gives that authentic feel to it, and I think a lot of the actors appreciate it more too. Especially if they're old school horror actors. I think they would rather the practical effect rather than just being in a green screen room all day.
Absolutely.
I mean, what about your movies, Amanda? Have you played a lot of like Final Girls? What's normally your role type?
I prefer to die. I want to die in the most horrible way ever. My dream is to be the female Justin Long, but pretty much in everything I've died so far, and I like it that way. I don't want to be the final girl. I want to
Too
die
much.
brutally.
That's great. Don't be like that lady though, would you? From another country, she paid someone to kill her brutally in a brutally way, and he did it. And she flew all the way from England to America to have it done.
Wait, that was an actual story, wasn't it? Like that
Yeah,
it
that was
really
actually
happened?
like true. That really happened, and like
When did that
it's crazy.
happen? I feel like I saw an article about that recently, but I didn't really read it.
Yeah, it's
What?
about a month ago or so, and it really like somebody really got involved and like put out this thing, and like it just happened.
Well, I don't want to die for real brutally and for actually, but just in the movies. I
No,
just want
and I
to.
and I hear that. I hear that from a lot of people that they enjoy it in the movie. That it's like it's almost funny. It's fun. You mentioned Justin Long. I've seen photos of him just goofing with his dead body from Jeepers Creepers and just kind of holding it. And it's like that looks so much fun. Sorry, but he's
Yeah,
holding an
it's like
eyeless version. He's got his arm around an eyeless version of himself, and it looks like right on point. It's like that's pretty cool.
it's like as soon as you see him and know that he's in a horror movie, you know he's going to die. That's what I
Well,
want to be.
yeah. Well,
When you see me, I want you to know that I'm gonna die.
technically, he didn't die in Tusk.
Yeah, he didn't. He just was mutilated, but
He
not
was mutilated, but he was still alive. Hello,
dead.
Barbara. Welcome.
Yeah, number one fan here, Versace.
We got all the folks on. We got her. Misty's joining us via chat. Everybody's here. Whole
Where's
gang is.
Misty? I don't see any Misty on here.
She was, but now she jumped to chat. Sometimes she just jumps and then she'll just write in chat.
Mhm.
She was on earlier. But yeah, I mean, well, I mean, he's a classic character. I mean, that was actually a good movie. I enjoyed Jeepers Creepers, the first one, anyways. Second one was good too, actually. I thought the second one actually did some things better.
I fell asleep in the first one.
Really? Did you?
I did. The first one, it just was like, huh?
No, it was good until a certain point. I think it would have been better if they never made him a creature. See, I have a trouble with creature features. I think that's where I'm having trouble with Art the Clown. They turned him into this like creature feature. He said, I got to see what they do with 4. If they're going to keep him a demonic being, is it the girl puppeteering him? What is it that it is, or is it he's some kind of a creature? And once they become a creature, then for me, it's no longer scary. Now we're talking a creature feature.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit cheesy with the Terrifier. I was like, well, now there's just like too much magic and everything going on.
Well, that's how I felt with 2. It got kind of weird. It kind of got supernatural, and I'm just like, now we're turning into an action flick, and we're having these intense action scenes and sword fights, and
I didn't
people
like
are going, to hell, and people are getting possessed, and I'm just like, why? Even the second one was kind of like I said, like the beginning was just kind of like, okay, what are we doing here? He killed himself the last one. He came back. How? We're not getting an explanation. And it's like, where's the explanation of why? Why is he here? He shot himself. So I think for me, we talked about in the very beginning, the scariest people are humans, right? So for me, a sadistic killer human clown is much more scarier than a supernatural killer clown. Because the human killer clown could live and could be your next door neighbor. We have people like Pogo. We have people like Casey. We have these people existing in history.
Oh, fuck clowns. I ever since posted, guys, fuck clowns. I do want to ask Mina a question. If you could kill anyone in one way, and it's absolutely legal to do so, how would you kill someone? Just like what way? Like decapitation, poison, one way that's legal.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I would torture them first. I would torture them until they die. I would get a cheese grater. That would be my first weapon. And I would cheese grate their kneecaps and everything else. And then,
God, you're so much fun, aren't you?
Yeah, I would just slowly cheese grate their whole body until they just died. Yeah.
So you did good gig, Vic. You did good. Sometimes you usually bring good guests, but this one's gold. I mean, any girl that wants to cheese grate someone to death is good in my book.
They have to really deserve it too, to make sure they deserve it.
But even cinematically, that would be
in the state, I would volunteer. Like I will come with my cheese grater, and I will do it.
But even cinematically, that would be a great film scene.
Okay, so I'll go to Ohio, go to Burger King, when they ask if I'm going to donate any money to the Jimmy Fund, I'll say no.
Well, listen, I'll bring my.
I'm cheap, grade me.
Listen, I'll bring my good camera and equipment. How bad do you need your left knee, Vic? And I'll just let her do it. We won't even worry about effects. You can have 12. You can double your amount of shots to drink and just let her go to town. We'll film it and be out.
Yeah.
My knee?
Yeah, just pick left or right. It doesn't matter.
And then we can take all the cheese grated. We can take all the grated shavings and we can throw it in the skillet and cook it, and we can have like a taco party.
Like a Taco Tuesday party. I like it.
Yeah, we can do it on a Tuesday. Taco Tuesday.
Kids, I gotta watch afterwards. Can you take my balls?
You want them? I don't know.
My balls. My balls is fine. My knees, I need from the kid.
Okay, but listen. You're only getting your balls graded after they're waxed, because nobody wants the hairs. So after the waxing, then you can get them graded. But then you still got to eat them over a taco with some hot sauce.
Well,
we need to make a movie where this happens, where I just cheese grate everyone, and then
you heard of Cannibal Holocaust. Now I want to make a cannibal movie in Ohio.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be in the Brazilian wilderness. It can just be in a small town.
And joke's on you, Vasashi. You don't have to shave down there.
No, I'm good.
Already taken care of. Already taken care of, baby.
Already good. Ready to go.
Already good. Already good. So let the torture begin.
He's already good to go.
It'll be fun.
Dude, it's like after this year, the year I had this year, it's why not?
If
Well,
your
this
if
is
your ex-wife doesn't
educational.
have your balls already, you might as well just grade them.
Yeah.
It seems like everyone's breaking up right now. Like in this month and the last month, it's just breakup season for everyone, divorce and all that. What is happening?
People just can't get along.
Yeah.
See, that's why I stayed single.
That's what I'm planning to do. I'm just gonna stay single for as long as I possibly can and just travel and enjoy life.
Stay away from haunted dolls, right?
Much, yeah.
100 my fucking percent. I'm never
So
going to
you're
look at
not
a
going to go
haunted
check
house.
out. So if you get the opportunity, I check it. You're not going to go check out Robert.
I will probably do it anyways, even though I'm talking shit right now, saying I'll never look at the haunted things again. But I will probably do it. If someone says, here's your
Now,
opportunity, I'll be like, okay, I'm going.
now let me ask you something. When you went into the room, because I haven't seen your video, but I've seen other videos of the show? Did they have the Conjuring mirror too at the same time?
They did, and I did look in the mirror, and I took a picture in the mirror and everything and looked in it. So who knows? Maybe my life was going to crap because of
Well,
the mirror or the doll.
I heard people were saying that, and I don't know if you know anything, but that like the doll would move in the mirror, but not in real life. And they were seeing like
Um,
a difference between the mirror and what was happening in the cage there.
I
But
didn't
it could
notice
have just been
any
internet
difference
shit too, because
at
nobody had
all.
any videos.
I noticed no difference. I looked in the mirror, took a picture in the mirror. I didn't notice or feel anything weird from that mirror or anything or any other objects in that room other than that doll. That the
See,
doll is the only thing that made me feel a little weird. Everything else, I felt nothing.
interesting. It is interesting, and it does make you think. All these, obviously they're true. These people were paranormal investigators. They were pretty quite famous, the Warrens, at least up in this way.
Mm-hmm.
And they have some credibility, whether you want to believe it or not. There were things that took place, and it just makes you know there's a lot of stuff in the world that's still unknown to this day that people can't explain. We write it off as A, B, or
I
C,
hate to
but at the
say
end of
this,
the
but
day, we
flag
don't
on the
know.
play.
Right.
Flag on the play here. You know what the mistake was? They allowed the purchase to go through to that comedian, Matt Rife. That was without knowing his jokes before, not knowing the type of style he is. You just say, "Okay, here you go. Sign the papers. Tour with him if you want. Whatever happens, it's just like
See, if I had bought it, I would have left everything as is and you opened it to public once again, the museum, because people can and should be able to see these items. But he put them all in one place, like he said. It's sometimes, better to keep the genie in the bottle, and that's what they believe. Not to take this thing out and let it travel around. And it was already done that, and look what had happened originally.
the thing was bullshit. Was I took out a life insurance policy on you before you saw Annabelle? You didn't go.
We had all those tornadoes prior.
Mm-hmm. And then that guy died. The
Well, yes.
handler.
Well, that's right after that guy died. That's when Victor
And the
took out the life
plantation burned
insurance
down.
policy on me. Well, yeah, there was some things that burned down, and there was some other things that had happened. And I mean,
Didn't 911 go like completely shut down somewhere that doll went on tour? At least that's what I read somewhere. I forget where it was, Texas or
what I
something.
yeah, there was something there with the 911 not working and emergency services not being dispatched properly. There was a bunch of
Mhm.
coincidences if you follow it, and if you believe in that sort of thing. That tragedy does follow this being. That tragedy does follow, this doll. But as I said, it's a demon.
I
There
do
was a de-
believe more about that doll now. Now that I've seen it, and now that everything is just been going crazy in my life since seeing it, and the way I felt when I seen it, I do believe now. Like
and you
it
felt
first,
like you said, you felt something was off. There was something off
yeah,
about being in its presence.
Yeah, when I walked in that room, when I got within maybe about 3 feet of it, I just felt very warm, very hot, and a bit nauseous. And when
Yeah.
I left that room, I felt fine, but ever since then, things have been going wrong.
And
So
is
I
it
don't
true,
know.
like that? Even like the people that work there aren't in the room. They just let like the guests go in. They don't
Yeah,
even
there
like
was
hang
no
out.
one in that room. There was one guy standing way off to the side. But you can go up and you can be within like I think it was like 2 or 3 feet of that doll. And it was just sitting there and it just I don't know. It just didn't feel right to me.
Sitting there waiting for someone just to fuck with it and say, try
Yeah.
me.
And I think I was one of those people. So I mean if I die soon, it was that doll.
Well,
It was that doll.
supposedly it only killed one. Well, now two people. But the first person that it killed, that person asked for it to give it its worst, and it did, and it killed the person.
Hmm.
I don't know what took place with the handler. I don't know. Somebody said there was drugs involved. Other people said other things.
It was probably
Who?
drugs. Maybe I'm just crazy and it's just a coincidence that things are going wrong with me and then I seen
But
that
you're
doll.
not
I'm
the
like,
first.
"Yeah."
You're
No,
not.
it was drugs, just like Epstein hung himself.
But you're not the first person to say that their life has been altered in a negative way after viewing the doll, with a bunch
Mhm.
of misfortunes taking
Yeah.
place. And it's
So you
like,
just
well,
have
how
to
many
kind of take it how
coincidences?
you want to. If you want to go see the doll, then go see it. And if things go wrong for you, it is what it is. Or maybe you don't believe, or maybe it's just
Well,
coincidence,
they
or
they, they
whatever.
make you they make you sign a thing, a waiver, right?
I don't remember signing anything. I just remember paying to go see it and going in there, and that's all. I
I was
don't think.
told that you were supposed to sign a waiver that you can't turn around and sue if anything happens.
It's like going
I
to a
don't.
wrestling show. It's like if you paid for the ticket and you get hit with a chair, that's on you.
Well, yeah. So if you go to one of these things and get possessed by a demon, well, that's on you too.
dude,
Yeah.
dude, that demon get my demon from South America.
Well, then you'll have two of them. Maybe
That's
they'll
two
be
of
off.
them.
Then they'll be friends, and maybe they'll leave you alone.
Maybe they'll go out and do my bidding.
Oh well, if you can learn how to fucking work these demons until you're mastering, get the Goetia, build yourself a circle, read the teachings of Solomon, open up something, do something. Start conjuring your own shit. Fuck it. What worse can happen to you, honestly?
I don't want to conjure nothing. So I did a couple years ago. I was gifted a Ouija board coffee table, and it had a planchet and everything, and I loved it. I put it in my living room, and I had a black cat, and he would smack around that planchet on that table, and then things started going crazy in my house. Like I felt like something brushed against my face in my living room, and then my son, he gashed his foot wide open. There was blood squirting everywhere. And on this table, and the table was circular, and there was nothing sharp on this table at all. So I don't know how it happened, but there was just blood everywhere. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this table. We got to get the heck out of my house. So I sold it that same day, and then I had everything, blessed and all that stuff, and everything was fine after that. But I think those Ouija tables, those Ouija boards are real. Those
Well,
are real.
yeah, I would say if nothing happened to the kids, they probably a crazy fan in the night, coming fucking trying to pet you like a cat. But when
Mhm.
something happened to that kid, that's a little different. And also, like you said, if there's no reasonable explanation how somebody gets cut in a way, then well, now
Yeah,
we're
that
talking
was
two strange
weird.
things happening. Two strange
I'm
things
like, how
happening.
did this happen? How did this happen? He's like, I don't know. The table cut me. And I'm like, there is nothing sharp on this table at all. And it is a circular table with no sharp edges or anything. And there's just blood all over it. And he's got a huge chunk of meat missing out of his foot. And I'm like, this is all right. It's time to get rid of it.
Do you get any
Something
stitches?
came out and cut them.
Yeah.
Any stitches?
No, no stitches. We didn't go to the hospital. He's one of those just throw some duct tape and glue on me and we're good, mom kind of kids. He doesn't cry about anything.
That's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's very blessed to have a mother like you. Right, Mr. Stoner?
Oh yes, for sure. And as I'm saying,
Does that say Versace Stoner?
that's what it says. Yes,
Okay.
one and only.
Haha.
We wear high end clothes. We smoke high end weed. We have a good time. We like horror. We do all sorts of things.
And the
But
red hair is real.
what's real?
The red hair.
The red hair is real. Yeah.
Red hair is real.
I've been thinking about putting some red in my hair where the white is. Maybe put red there instead.
Still red from Halloween, and let it play its
Yeah, I'm gonna
natural
dye
course.
mine too.
Do it. Green like the Joker, baby.
So, are any of you in any horror indie films or anything like
I
that?
am. I am directing. I've done a few short films, and I'm gonna get into starting to direct some more.
Okay. What films have you? What films or anything have you done?
I've done a few short films. One being called The Shoes. It's a short 8 or 10 minute film. I find a pair of bloody shoes. I try to figure out what it is. It
Mm-hmm.
actually transports me to another setting, and I end up turned into like a monk, and I have a gun in my throat, and I actually blow my brains out. And then the movie ends, and then I explain it in the actual commentary. But it was based off of short story I wrote about a guy that found something and was transported to a priest who fell away from God. He strayed away somehow and started committing crimes of atrocity. And then at some point he couldn't live with it anymore and he killed himself. And this actually started a curse that would actually affect people 60 years later that were starting when that church reopened. But anyways, I just took part of it and turned it into an 8 minute film, just myself starring in it. Because at this point I don't have anybody to star in these films. And I set up the cameras, I set up some tripods, I did a couple of different shots and spent about 2 days filming it. I did another one actually, speaking of Ouija board, I used one called D is for Devil. I actually used a Ouija board in that where I try to I speak to a ghost that I met at a cemetery locally. And it spells out, I ask who it is, and it spells out devil. And I think I'm talking to the devil, and I try to perform another ritual, and then the movie actually ends with it says it's the last you've ever seen and heard of me, and it shows like a professor getting my report and him just like deleting it and getting more reports and deleting it. And basically he harbors like students to perform rituals. And then what else did I do? I did a few other ones. I did another very short film, like 2 or 3 minutes, about waiting for a package and being impatient over a package and then me just losing my mind because the mail isn't coming. And I have fun doing it. Like I said, I'm just really now playing around with the cinematic cameras and getting them all to work.
Your last one, you
Playing,
got me in the last one.
yeah, then there was that paranormal one I did where I started out with becoming like a paranormal investigation. I go and look down for something, and all of a sudden I get like jump scared and I run the fuck away.
Because
It's very short.
I was over at Brookline, Vermont, testing out some equipment. So of course I show him the EMP. Something was just going off, but so he showed me this video, and of course I'm like, okay, he's doing a little basement adventure, which I say that's cool, why not? And then he did the mirror, and he's in mirror, and he see all these like hell or something like that.
Yeah, like I look into the window, and all of a sudden I had the window turn into this hellish scene with this lady screaming and everything, and I'm like, holy shit! And I fucking run away, and like he was just like.
For a second, I was just like, "What the fuck's in your basement?" Because we talked about last week about you having bodies down there.
We did.
And I was just like, "What the?" I don't see.
But no, I think independent film, using creative short film, long film, feature film, even just getting something out there is very important. If you have an idea, whether whatever your medium might be. Now, maybe film isn't your medium. Maybe it's writing. Maybe it's storytelling. Tell a story. Write a book. Write a short story. Write something. Maybe it's art. Draw a picture. Paint something. Draw it.
Hmm.
There's multiple ways to tell stories or to get your ideas out there. I've done a few different ventures. I've done some writing. I've done some other stuff. But right now, in the last few years or so, I've been really, I would say, focused on the film aspect just because I do love that medium, especially like taking something, filming it modern, and then kind of retrograding it backwards, making it look like it's older than it is. There's something for me aesthetically pleasing of watching an old VHS or watching an older formatted film where it's not 4K, crisp and clean, and everything is all nice and jazzy.
Absolutely.
You know,
Same.
it's almost scary at that point when you can't make out the characters 100% because of the way it was filmed. And that the colors are darker and everything. And I enjoy that ACX. I
Just like
like taking
porn.
it back.
Just like
Just like
porn.
what?
Just like porn.
Listen, the best porn I saw the best porn I saw was on a scrambled channel. It only lasted about 3 seconds.
Is that
That's
an
all I
elbow or
needed.
a
But
tit?
it was the best one. It only needed 3 seconds to watch it. It was good.
Oh, vintage porn is the best, but that's besides the point.
Well, yeah, they were still just as crazy. You think it wasn't, but they were into even weirder shit.
There's also horror porn.
Well,
Yeah.
there is horror porn. I love the Japanese set Gyra's guts and entrails of a virgin, and I mean they mix horror and sex to a T, like horror and porn right down the middle.
I think the first horror porn I ever seen was called Grudge Girls. About some
Grudge Girl, okay. Yep.
zombie girls. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, no, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
And probably have seen parts of it. There's a lot of movies, like I said, I've seen or I watch, and then I watch another one, I watch another one. I don't necessarily watch the name of it. I just binge watch horror movies that I haven't seen. Sometimes it could be of that nature. It all depends. Because I don't watch it as the adult film. I watch it for the horror aspect of it.
Hmm.
Like I said, I bought those ones from Japan. I had to get a B ver a, yeah, B region Blu-ray player, well, an all region Blu-ray player to play it, but because it was only in region B. But like I said, he made 3 films. This guy, and I was reading like during the showing of the films, like he had real life escorts walking through the podiums of the movie theater, like jerking people off and shit while they're watching this horror film because they were getting aroused because he wanted to blend the two so much. He wanted to bring people to like sexual orgasm, but also make them terrified at the same point. And he got pretty famous off of these 3 films, and even was known for this kind of gore and kind of movies in Japan. And for me, I enjoyed the films just because they're not the best film, but you could see what they were trying to do with it. The effects are very, they're not these, 3D magical effects. They're very practical, but the storytelling is just very unique. There is some revenge scenes in there. A lot of it is revenge. The girl gets the revenge. She's been taken advantage of, and she, comes back, and she has a demon friend with her. And the demon friend doesn't care. Vic was talking about would he get bent over by Bubba. Like this demon takes one guy and fucking puts it right through. It goes in one hole and out its mouth, and he's dead. And you're
Yeah,
just like, what the fuck did I just watch? But you
A hell of
gotta
a way
love
to
it.
go.
Well, you fuck with demons, you're gonna get what's coming. I mean,
Absolutely.
but you gotta love those kinds of films. I
That's
have
the
to
ultimate
say,
fuck around and find out.
right? You can't beat that. So let me ask you. We got a few minutes left. A few more questions. You have any projects you're in the works of or coming up with?
As of right now, no, because I do have surgery next month. So I am waiting until after that before I start anything else. I do have some auditions I can do, but I'm waiting on that. Everything's on hold right now until after that, and then I'll get back to it.
No, that's not bad. I mean, so everybody, I guess, needs a break, and
Mm-hmm.
At least you have a
Yeah.
plan for it. It's not like you just like you said, it's a waiting game.
Yeah. It is very stressful though when you do have a lot of stuff going on, when you have auditions, when you have projects coming up. I thought it would be easy before I started all of it. It's not easy. Even in the indie films, the smaller films, it's not very easy. You have to remember all these lines. You have to prepare. What am I gonna wear? What am I gonna do? Or, it's not easy. It's
It's not
stressful.
just dress up, show up, and improv. There actually is a script. It's a bigger film. I mean, you got to remember, even Halloween 1 was an indie film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even Terrifier was an indie film and that blew up. But it's not easy. That's all I
No,
can say. It's just not easy. And you think that even a 2-minute scene can be filmed for freaking 7 hours long.
good. How many takes? How many views? How many different cameras do you need? How many angles do you need? Was
Yeah,
it the right lighting? Was there something in the sky? Did something pass by? Do you hear some bird that shouldn't be there? There's a millions and millions of things that can go wrong.
yep,
And yes, every minute is like it could be an hour making a film, especially even the short films. It could be that way. I mean,
exactly.
it took me 2 days to make an 8-minute film.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Yeah,
just take your camera and let's go because you planned out your shots. You want it to look right. You're setting it up cinematically. And with me, I don't have a camera handle, so I'm doing it all by myself. So I'm shooting it, filming it, watching it. If it's no good, I'm retaking it till it looks right.
exactly. And that's something that I learned. Like you've got all these actors, or you've got the cast, or the crew as well, and anything can go wrong at the time, something with sound or anything, and you're just gonna have to shoot that over and over and over and over again until it's perfect. And
And at some point, you even got to go like this. It's not going to get any better. Let's move on because otherwise, you could be there all day trying to make it perfect and
mm-hmm,
never get that perfect scene, done because your version of perfect does not exist.
exactly.
I kind of ask a quick question. Were you born and raised in Ohio?
Yes, I was.
Because not too long ago, I heard that Ohio was number one ranked at having the hottest girls. And,
What?
and seriously, out of all the 50 states, Ohio was number one.
Really?
And,
Wow. I
and,
thought
and
maybe Florida or California or
I would think
somewhere else, not here.
I would think so too, but it could be because of plastic surgery or whatever. Just natural.
Mm-hmm.
But just looking at you, I can see why.
Oh, thank you. No, I've never had any plastic surgeries or anything. And yes, I was born and raised in Ohio.
That he
My
is, Barbara. That he is.
but my mom is Irish, but from West Virginia, and my father is Puerto Rican from Puerto Rico. So I'm like a little mix. But I was born here.
Do you know how to make any good Puerto Rican food?
Yes, I do. I know how to make lots of different foods. I can make pretty much anything except for Thai food. I'm not very good at making that, but I bake, I cook, I even run a home bakery. I love cooking. My father was actually a chef for Quentin Tarantino, and he
That's what
cooked
you
my
were saying.
spot.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
had a cousin that was actually chef for a while, a couple years for Nicolas Cage. It's wild
Really?
to think that, but these people
Wow.
actually don't actors don't cook for themselves because they're so busy with auditions and schedules and learning lines and other
Mhm.
things that people just come in and cook.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna open up a storefront for catering and everything, but I'm like, oh my gosh, like once you make cooking a job, you don't want to cook at home anymore or for yourself. So I was like, I
No, it
can't.
doesn't become fun. Like even
Yeah.
I've commercially cooked and it's like yes, but then I'm not eating because now I don't want to look at food anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only thing you can do and still enjoy doing it at home is the horror. You can go to a horror and participate in horror and still go home and enjoy watching a movie.
Absolutely. 100%.
I'll
Mhm.
tell you that's one thing good about the conventions. Every convention I go to, I come home more inspired than the last. Like I come home with all these ideas. I end up making a short film. Like I end up doing shit when I get home. because I
Mhm.
get inspired between the panels, listening to people, meeting directors, talking to, indie people that are there, selling their ideas or showing their videos off or
Mhm.
whatever it is. You get this energy, almost cosmic energy that's very positive from these places. Or like you said, the horror world in general, that's very inspiring.
Yeah, they're very friendly. Like I feel like I hate to say it, but I feel like I've been to a church and I've been to a convention, but I feel like at a church I don't feel like I feel very judged and I feel very like nobody is very friendly or talks to me. But when I go to a convention, everybody's like, "Hey, how you doing? What are you?" And they talk to me about anything or everything. Like they've known me for years and they make me feel very at home and they're not judgmental. And
Well,
they
yeah,
just
and I don't understand why. You seem like a friendly person, like not for nothing, but just this conversation, you seem like the kind of person. Like maybe we've been friends for years and we're re-catching up. Like you don't seem like the strangerly type. You seem, very friendly and normal freaking person. You might like to eat grated humans, but I don't find anything wrong with that.
great
That's a
humans.
positive.
Yeah, I try to get along with everyone. I don't know. I can be
That's
shy
cool.
sometimes, maybe.
Well, I mean, it goes with the territory. Everybody gets a little shy.
Mhm.
I mean, believe it or not, I don't like to talk unless I'm on air. I hate talking in public to people. Like you should have seen me on my kids, like whatever concerts. I don't talk or look to any. I don't make eye contact with anybody. I don't like it. But I'll come on air and talk to people all day. I'll talk
Yeah,
to
this has
strangers
been
from
really,
Ohio.
really
I,
comfortable.
I'll talk to strangers from Ohio. I don't even care. But it's like in person, nah, they can be from my same town. I just don't like them. I don't like. I don't know. Maybe it's just people in general, or maybe it's non-horror people. At the convention, I am talkative. I do reach out and just say, "Hey, cool shirt, cool poster. I like what you're
Mhm.
wearing. That's awesome."
Yeah, absolutely.
But now, can people find your films? Can they watch what you've been in? Is it like on Tubi? Is it on YouTube? Is it
Yeah,
streaming
there's some
anywhere?
on Tubi. If you just look me up on IMDb, Amanda Yanzanny, you can see what I'm in there. But most of the films are on Tubi right now. Some of them are still being edited and all that. But yeah, Melon Heads I think is like the top one. But I'm only in that in the very, very last part of it. But yeah, you can look it up on IMDb, and I'm on there. I'm in a few music videos, a few movies that are still in production right now.
That's awesome. Well, maybe when you get back and I'm ready to film something, maybe I'll have to have you audition.
Yeah, that would be
And
fun.
we can find. You said you like to die. We'll have to find a way to have you killed. And
Brutally,
but
brutally.
maybe we'll let you grate somebody down before you go.
Or maybe somebody can grate me, because I want to die.
Maybe you'll grate yourself.
Yeah, hell yeah. Maybe I'll grate myself.
That would be the way to go. You just sit there grating yourself till
Grate
you're dead.
myself. Yeah. Or maybe
Yeah,
there's like we can make a story where like there has to be some sort of cannibalism and I have to like cheese grate my own skin to feed it to my family, and
You are the cheese,
hamburger
and
meat.
without it, nobody can eat their pasta without their cheese.
Exactly.
when she says someone can grade her, at first I was like, oh, yeah, I'll you want someone to grade you? I'll grade you. I have no problems. The party. Then the description came about, and it's like, I'm good. I'm good.
You're good. You're good after that
The
first layer
description.
of
Thank you
skin,
for
man.
ruining that, Terrell. Thank you for ruining that, Terrell. I miss having a year from hell.
Oh, maybe. Is there a place that people can follow you on social? Do you do the social media thing?
I just have Facebook and TikTok, and it's just under my name, Amanda Yansani. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do definitely want to keep, if it's okay with you, keep touch with you with your
Absolutely.
surgery and everything. Just make sure everything went as well as possible and you're okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's totally fine with me.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely.
I'd
Like I
love
said,
to.
I got new movies to watch. I'm really excited because I'm always striving to watch newer films, even if they're in like mostly indie films now at this point. Because a lot of the major productions I've watched from the last, 50
Mhm.
years at this point. So now I'm into like the indie films or the films that didn't make it bigger or less mainstream or known or harder to find. I go into places like Vinegar Syndrome and other
Mhm.
small distributors to find these obscure movies to watch from the 80s and 90s that nobody even knows existed. And they're weird as hell, or they're not even really done right, but they're entertaining enough because A, they're still in their original format, which was made for VHS, and B, I don't know, something about those older films sometimes are more scary than, again, like I said, what we see today because of the technology and everything else. You put yourself in those shoes compared to putting yourself in the shoes today.
Mhm.
It's not as scary. I mean, it's just not. I mean, even like in a slasher film in today's world, you're trying to say somebody wouldn't have a gun on them. Somebody would have a gun on them. Somebody might have a gun. Somebody might have this. Somebody definitely has a phone. But the scary part before, when these people entered was the first thing they did was what? They cut the phone line. Now you have no access to call in and out. If they had a gun in the home, maybe they did, but it didn't really come into play. They would
Mhm.
go for the kitchen knife. They would go for something else. But then the next thing you know, they cut the power. But nowadays you got a cell phone that even if it doesn't work, turns into a flashlight. You can still call in SOS mode, which means you can still dial 911 even if you don't get service.
It's technical here. Okay.
I'm
If
just
someone
saying,
broke into your house to kill you, where would be the place that you hid that you feel like you would get away? You would be
hide,
safe.
hide. What
Yeah.
am I
Where would you
hiding from? We're
I
playing.
know.
Now you've entered. Now you've entered my zone. Like Texas
hide?
Chainsaw. I can do whatever the fuck I want. A, I'm tying you up. B, I'm bringing out my cam 3. We're making a film. I'm like that guy. What's it from? What is it? Creep tapes over there. We're filming something. God damn it! It's gonna be a good night. You've entered the wrong fucking house. Coming here. I'm sorry.
This is about to
I,
get wild.
it will be. You know nothing. It'll be Hellraiser times Martyrs with a little bit maybe of necromantic and freaking Serbian film.
We'll
I'll
have
have
fish
them watching.
hanging out of your cheeks by the end of the
I'll
night.
have Amanda flying overnight just to grate your fucking head.
Bring my cheese grater. I got my cheese grater already packed in my suitcase. It's ready
See,
to go.
that's what I'm saying. I like it. A girl and her cheese grater, the Amanda story. This is gonna be big. This is gonna be really big. I see big things on the horizons for this. Well, I do thank you very much for coming on and taking the time, and I am going to watch some of those movies. I'll shoot you a message. I'll let you know what I think, but I already have a feeling I'm going to enjoy it.
Absolutely. It was a lot of good. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for having me on.
Well, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody at home for tuning in to another Horror Nights. This week we have a doubleheader for you. I will be honest. We have Thursday night another episode coming at you live 8 p.m. Is it, Vic?
7.
7 on Thursday, an hour earlier.
I
So
said 4
tune in.
p.m. Pacific time, and I was like, wait a second, that's 7 here. And he's like, great.
Yes.
I'm like, great. All right.
Well, there you go, folks. 7 p.m., same place. Thank you very much. Have yourself a great night and stay spooky.
Like and subscribe.